Is up? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I'm your host, Allan Bell. The coach is out on assignment today, so you will have me for one more day here. You know what? We're going to have some fun here on a glorious Sunday. But before we get to today's best bets, as always, let's take a look at how we did on Saturday. And I mean, not great, but it gets a whole lot worse here. Shout out Danny Brasco, crushing it in the UFC. AMAGs as well, doing a great job in Major League Baseball. But, college football week 0, it crushed us. I went 1-2. EC going 2 out of 3. Well done to him. Chip Patterson, a tough day. We were just talking off air in regards to all of pretty much almost every underdog covered except for Ohio and Navy. A lot of them won outright. A wild day. But how we fix that is CBS Sports HQ. And you can catch the guys today, 12 p.m. Eastern on SportsLine. Nejad, Matt Snyder, Kenny White, and Calvin Wetzel breaking down the Tour Championship, Major League Baseball, the WNBA, and more. Make sure to check those guys out at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can watch via the Paramount Plus app, CBS Sports app, or cbssports.com/live. All right, let's bring in the stars of the show here. Enough of me yapping. Nobody came here for that. Came here for these guys right here. And see ya. I'm not the biggest golf bettor. I watch the early wedge and check out with you guys, right? Is today the last round of the last tournament?
Yeah, so the season ends. I mean, listen, you kind of have golf all year. There's some of the smaller tournaments in what's called the fall swing that start in a couple of weeks. But as far as the PGA Tour season, it really goes from January to August. And the last event is today. I got to say, on the early wedge, me and Steve Scott had Viktor Hovland at around plus 450, plus 500 to win the tournament. And he's up a bundle, as you're about to show in a second. And there are some people in the chat that actually have the one and only parlay that I've ever suggested on the early wedge this entire PGA Tour season. It was Viktor Hovland to win, and it was Nicolai Højgaard to win his tournament at the Czech Masters. Nicolai Højgaard is currently 2 shots back with about 9 holes to play. That parlay pays 90-1, so we got a little bit of a sweat going.
Dude, all right, man. Nice job on that one. That is solid. Propstarz, Snyder. What's good, boys? Y'all doing all right? Snyder, what's up?
Very good. Very good. Just ready to hop on into some baseball plays today, especially the 12:15 HQ hit. We've got what, 6? See ya? Five plays, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. The last time I saw you, Snyder, I wasn't on the show, but your shirt was blinking, and I thought that was a nice accessory. I liked it.
Something with this, whatever it is on this laptop, I can't wear orange, apparently, as I found out during the show.
I thought you got a Spirit Halloween sponsorship there. Props. What do you think about that?
I'm fired up. I'm all about it. I think it's good. I think we're ready to rock. Got my first fantasy football draft tonight. Fantasy season, I feel like, is really kicking off, starting now, moving forward. So very excited about that as we inch closer and closer to week 1 of the NFL season.
All right, man. You're going to have to keep us updated what your roster looks like, who you take in the first round. Now, see ya. What you were speaking of, the Tour Championship right here. Let's bring this on screen here because I want to take a look at the leaderboard here and where we sit. So we've got Viktor Hovland, minus 20, minus 800 to win it. Xander Schauffele, minus 14, plus 1,100. Colin Morikawa, minus 13, plus 2,800. Keegan Bradley, minus 13, plus 4,500. Wyndham Clark, minus 11, plus 18,000. Nobody's buying into Clark there. Scotty Scheffler, minus 11 tied there, plus 7,000. And John Rahm also at minus 11 at plus 9,000. So take a look at this board here. What do you think? How you feeling? What do we need to do?
Yeah, nothing to see here, really. I mean, Viktor Hovland's going to win this tournament. He's 6 shots up on Xander Schauffele. It's just we're not going to see anybody else win. Now, you might have some markets that have who's going to win the Tour Championship outside of Viktor Hovland. In other words, second place or better. In that case, if you can get a decent number on a guy like Scotty Scheffler, whose putter has been horrible, that might be where I would go. Maybe John Rahm. I think he has an outside chance to regain his ball striking form. The one thing I will say is on this very show in a few minutes, I'm going to have some matchup picks. And I think that's where you want to exploit Sunday of the Tour Championship. We saw the recap screen, Allan, and, it was okay. I can't remember on the front end of it. I think it was maybe 7 and 6, but I actually had 2 Twitter picks out there too. And I know a lot of us put Twitter picks out there. Mine went 2 for 2 yesterday. So that's good. It kind of like builds our recap screen a little bit more, even though it's not on there. So matchups is where you want to exploit the Tour Championship today.
All right, man. That's good information to know. And well done on those Twitter picks, buddy. Nice job on that one. Now, let's get to our marquee matchup of home run hitters because I feel like today is going to be a big Sunday across Major League Baseball. But before we do, let's take a quick break and hear from one of our partners. And we are back. All right. That was quick, wasn't it, boys? All right.
That was excellent.
Let's take a look at our home run hitters for today and break through it here. So we've got Aaron Judge plus 200, Matt Olson plus 250, Freddie Freeman plus 300, Pete Alonso plus 375, Dansby Swanson plus 550. Propstarz, go first, buddy. Who you like?
I like Dansby Swanson in this matchup. I'm high on the Cubs today. There'll be a little bit more on that later. But, yeah, I think this is a good matchup for him facing Bailey Falter, who has really struggled this season. So I'll go with Dansby Swanson.
I guess you could say he could falter. All right, that's a terrible joke, man. My bad. I do feel you on the Cubs, though. We're going to break that one down in a minute. All right, the Sniper, my boy. What do you like here?
I'll go with Freddie Freeman there in Fenway Park. Really, I know everybody thinks about Fenway and you think about the Green Monster, short porch to left field, but it's actually shorter right down the right field line. It's only 302 to Pesky's pole there in right field. I like Freddie there. Also, if you want an off the board pick, Corey Seager, if you look at his game logs, it's usually only 2 or 3 games between home runs for him. It's been 2 right now. Bailey Ober of the Twins has given up a home run in 7 straight games. Righty-lefty matchup there. Good spot for Seager.
You know, it's funny, when getting the 5, when kind of, narrowing it down, Seager was number 6. Like he almost made the list right there. Yeah, I mean, SportsLine, all the data has him projected to have an excellent game today. So good call on that. And I've sat right there, right behind Pesky's pole. I mean, Fenway and Austin.
Yeah, it's a weird park, really, in a lot of ways. Yeah.
It is, dude. Yeah, it absolutely is. And when you walk into the under the concourse there, like you realize that, this building is 100 years old.
Yeah, and the seats are tiny.
Tiny.
That's the one difference between Wrigley and Fenway for me is Wrigley's like torn out all the seats and redid them. And Fenway, it seems like the seats are still for people from the 1920s. They're really small.
They really are.
Yeah.
You're so right, man. See ya. Who are you looking at today, buddy?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm under the impression that Corey Seager's team may make an appearance with one of our panelists later in the show, which I will certainly be endorsing as well. But I'm also endorsing the Sniper. Listen, I kind of want to take Aaron Judge against Littell, but plus 200, I mean, that's a pretty short number. So I'll go with the plus 300 offering from Freddie Freeman.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to go with Matt Olson here. And look, we're going to break him down more here in just a minute, but he hasn't hit a home run in 11 straight games. Okay. Now, I know that baseball's a numbers game, and we're not playing it off of just that. However, I mean, he generally does not go this long without hitting a home run, and he's also facing a pitcher in your boy Tristan Beck, making his first career start, 29th appearance, but his first career start today. I'm going with Matt Olson here to go yard. Now, speaking of where we're also going, let's take one more quick break and hear from one of our partners. And we are back. Okay, now let's get into our best bets for today. You like that, didn't you, Snyder? Huh?
I was wondering if you were going to do that both times or if we actually had one coming up. So it was nice to kind of be in suspense there.
Absolutely. And that's what I look to do. Also, I look to make it so much easier on myself when producing the podcast right after the show. And I don't have to go into audition and start cutting. Nobody wants that. I assure you on that one. So anybody that's listening, if you've heard some odd cuts there for ad breaks, blame me. Do not blame Snake. Blame me. It's absolutely 100% my fault. Now, speaking of somebody who, you know what? I don't know if he ever has a fault here. See you, Nejad. Break it down, buddy. What do you got today? You got 2 plays.
Yeah, we're going right back to golf. Let's try to go 2 for 2 again. I'm going to start with actually Tommy Fleetwood minus 125 over Matt Fitzpatrick. And the reason I'm starting there is because we actually have a tournament outright, or I should say a tournament matchup from the early wedge with Tommy Fleetwood over Ricky Fowler. That's tracking pretty well. He's got a 3-shot lead. Well, let's see if we can kind of go 2 for 2 in the Fleetwood department today by also having him beat Matt Fitzpatrick. Fleetwood was excellent yesterday. He was kind of shaky the first 2 days. But to be honest with you, going into this tournament, he has been so consistent with the ball striking, with the short game. We saw him regain that form yesterday. Matt Fitzpatrick, on the other hand, he's had a couple of good tournaments in a row, if we include this one, but he's doing it in such a mysterious and unsustainable way with the short game mostly. The ball striking specifically over the last 2 days has been pretty bad. And actually last tournament, he had a high finish, but the ball striking wasn't good there. It was all short game for him. I don't think he can lean on that today. So give me Tommy Fleetwood at a really nice number, in my opinion, -125 over Matt Fitzpatrick. And then we're going right back to the well. I had a Twitter play on Emiliano Grillo yesterday over Taylor Moore. Taylor Moore has been the worst guy really in this Tour Championship, in the BMW Championship over the last 2-3 weeks. He's just completely lost his game. I'm not saying he's giving up by any stretch of the imagination, but he has been way off. Now, Grillo's been way off too, but he is way more reliable with the short game. And honestly, from a ball striking standpoint, I trust Grillo a lot more. So it's a juicy number, just like yesterday. Yesterday it was -130. It grew to -140. Now it's just sustained at -140, but he's the better golfer. He's going to have the better day. Let's go 2 for 2 with Grillo with Fleetwood.
Let's go 2 for 2 indeed. If there's anybody that I blind trust, my friend, it is you. Now, same thing here with my boy, the sniper. All right? Major League Baseball, buddy. What do you got?
Going back to Fenway, I'm going to go with Mookie. This is his first series that he's ever played there as an opposing player. Now with the Dodgers, obviously. It was nice to see that ovation on Friday. You heard some ooh sounds. I'm just going to hope everybody was saying Mookie and there were no idiots booing him, because nobody from Boston should ever boo Mookie Betts. Give me a break. World Series champion, MVP. Come on. You're not going to boo that guy. Maybe they will be booing him today, because I have him over 2.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Look, in his last 30, 412 batting average, 33 runs, 49 hits, 25 RBIs. That's 3.57 per game on this prop in his last 30. So that easily gets us home, and it's plus money on this. For example, one of the things I looked at was Friday. He had a bad game for him. The way he's going right now, he had a bad game for him. He was 1 for 4, but he also scored 2 runs. So he still would have hit the over on this, even with a bad game for him. He did not have a bad game yesterday when he was all the way over this easily. Tanner Houck on the mound for the Red Sox. I don't think there's much opposition there. Red Sox bullpen, kind of hit or miss there. But the main thing is just it's Mookie, and he's in a real big hot streak right now. So I love Mookie on the over here.
Yeah, especially playing there. And I'm with you. If anybody boos Mookie Betts up there, you've lost your mind. And number 2, you're speaking about one of the best players in terms of when he gets hot, those streaks last. The scary part is that Freddie Freeman's the exact same way, right? And you've got Freeman, hitting right after Mookie. When those two guys are on, man, it is brutal to deal with them. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get mine out here. Propstarz, you always hit cleanup for us here. So I've got 3 plays. First one, I'm going to go Dansby Swanson over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Look, he's cashed this in 3 of his last 5 games, including on Saturday. He is hitting career 600 versus Bailey Falter. Like Dansby to get over 1.5, -130, but I'll gladly pay that so that it's not over 2.5. Keep that there at the 1.5. Now, number 2, Matt Olson. We spoke about it earlier. All right, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, -135. Again, facing Tristan Beck for the San Francisco Giants. Rookie making his first career start. As we said, he has had 29 appearances here in Major League Baseball, but it's his first start today. He allowed a career high 10 hits and 5 earned runs in his last home appearance. Olson, we mentioned, has not hit a home run in 11 games straight, which is crazy looking at his numbers historically. He usually does not come anywhere close to this long. He's unbelievably due. And Olson has 6 hits through his last 3 games. He's seeing the ball well. Lastly, we're going to go Ronald Acuna, 1+ hit, and the Braves team total over 3.5. We're going to drop that team total from 4.5 down to 3.5, pay the -130. Look, Acuna has a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. He also hasn't homered. 6 straight for him. He's also very much due. The Braves, they have scored 4 runs or more in 4 of their last 5 games. I like dropping this team total down from 4.5 to 3.5 and getting us home. All right, speaking of getting us home here, Propstarz, my man. Bases loaded here, buddy. What do you got?
All right, AB. Yeah, it's officially Fade Bailey Day at Propstarz HQ. Starting with the Cubs game against the Pirates. I'm taking the Cubs on the money line here. I think this is a great spot for the Cubs. Javier Assad has quietly been very good for the Cubs. He's kind of in this hybrid role where he's been a relief pitcher. Since he's become a starter over the month of the season, he's pitched well. I really like the Cubs' chances against Bailey Falter, who we mentioned earlier. He gives up an OPS of over 1,100 to opposing left-handed hitters this season. The Cubs have as many as 5 in the lineup today. So I like the Cubs' chances to get a win in Pittsburgh. And then we are going to fade another Bailey Ober, taking the Texas Rangers on the money line here. I like the spot a lot for the Rangers. Finally snapped that 7-game losing streak yesterday. We've got Jordan Montgomery on the mound today. He has been fantastic since being acquired at the trade deadline. 4 quality starts, an ERA of under 1.5 since he's joined the Rangers. The Twins also really struggled against opposing left-handed pitching this year. So I like both these teams quite a bit on the money line, taking the Cubs, taking the Rangers. Both hopefully get the win today.
Buddy, if you like it, I like it. I am all in, my friend, all in. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at the recap here. Nejad is on. And this is round 4. All right, Emiliano Grillo, minus 140 over Taylor Moore, and Tommy Fleetwood, minus 125 over Matt Fitzpatrick. The Sniper is on. Mookie Betts over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 110. Propstarz, as he just mentioned, is on the Cubs money line, minus 125, and the Rangers money line, minus 110. And I am on Dansby Swanson over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 130. Matt Olson over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 135. And Ronald Acuna, 1+ hit, and the Braves team total over 3.5 at minus 130. Okay. Now, how many days away? NFL.
We are Mark Rippon days away, otherwise known as Julio Jones. And by the way, can I just say how next level Propstarz is? He's fading all the Baileys on the heels of Bailey Zappi having a bad preseason for the New England Patriots. That is a trend I'm willing to follow.
Nice job, both of you on that one. That was excellent. All right, before we get out of here, anybody have anything fun, exciting that they're doing on this glorious Sunday here? That sounds like a no. All right. Well,
I'm doing HQ. That's exciting.
You know what? That is exciting.
HQ at 12:15. Yeah.
I'll be tuned into HQ, which is exciting as well. So looking forward to watching.
Yep, absolutely, man.
Other than that, I'm writing power rankings. I mean, does that sound exciting?
Yeah. Who you got number 1 and 2?
I mean, I assume Braves.
Well, hold on. Okay. I was going to say, I just asked you to give it away. You don't have to.
No spoilers after that.
Are the Mariners top 5?
Maybe. Yeah, there were 6 last week. I don't know until I get into it. So, but yeah, they'll be around. It very, very well might be top 5.
Okay. All right. We can check that out on CBSSports.com, correct?
Yes.
All right. There we go. Check that out. 12 p.m. Eastern. Check the boys out there on CBS Sports HQ. And everybody will be live tomorrow, Monday, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, best of luck. Cash these tickets, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.